Ah, hell. I'm in the wrong game again.
Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming, so if you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Changeling Tale, Marion's Path. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it, guys. Please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes while I entertain you, and let's jump right in. Alarm chain, you're up, and let's go. There we go. Alright. Jessie seems dubious. Either the sight before her, or more likely of the idea of her more traditional sister leading any new fashion trends. You better take a seat, Jessie. It's a long story. Oh yes, it is indeed a long story. Grace slides into the room, tea tray in hand. We sip our hot drinks and give Jessie a good deal of time to sober up before we tell her the tale. As we all talk, Jessie sits literally on the edge of her seat. I give Marion credit for becoming much more stoic in storytelling, not breaking down once, and even cracking a smile or two. I'm impressed with her bravery, although explaining all of this to her proudly outlandish sister instead of the oafish father we'd all expected makes it much easier. So when Marion begins to describe the two of us falling in love, that Jessie starts to sit back, slumped in her seat.
That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you both.
Words are genuine, I think, but she gives me an odd glance as she says them. I try to look into Jessie's eyes, but she turns away, back to her big sister.
But this...
Jessie gestures up and down at Marion.
It's insane. I'm flabbergasted. I guess it's an odd circumstance, for sure. It's certainly been challenging. But what are the odds? 1 in a million or more. Marion, you're born of fey magic. You are magic. How amazing is that? Well, tell it to my udder. That's not always feeling magical.
Jessie blushes, Grace snorts, and Marion smirks too. It relieves a bit of tension in the room. As I see Marion relax, my pride for her grows even deeper. She seems to have embraced this transformation in a new way, one of ownership, of self, I would dare say a badge of honor. Or if she's not embracing it, it certainly is acceptance, for which I'm thankful. The fireplace dances and crackles, echoing the good cheer in the room. It's as if Jessie never left, as if Marion's appearance is as normal as Jessie's flashy attire. Life is very, very different, and I like it.
Well, udder or not, you're still very much my sister. And who knows? Perhaps some of the weight have been taken off your shoulders now that you, carry it down there. Ha! Really now? Just what is that supposed to mean? Marion, I can't empathize with your body, but I can understand that changes push us forward, whether we want them to or not.
Grace laughs out loud.
Where did you hear that? In a nightclub? From a very trusted source, a reliable friend. A certain aging publican? Yes, and you were right. I just had to pay Bulgar a visit before coming home. I was nervous. Scared to see you again. I left so abruptly, I wanted to make sure I could handle...
Jessie's voice drifts off.
Marion's wrath. Your sassy tongue.
Marion starts chuckling.
It's fine, Jessie. I know how quick to anger I used to be, but suffice to say, these past few months have let me see myself in a new light. Especially since he has to look out over her new snout. You best be thankful for that snout, then, eh?
The giggle is won, and the banter returns. The three share a bond that's visible as they smile. My body has stilled itself, taking in the fast chatter and good laughs. The McLeod sisters reunited.
Well, I confess, this is crazier than a lot of the things I saw in Glasgow. Tell us, we need a topic other than the milkmaid Marion for a while. Gosh, Glasgow is unbelievable. First of all, they have electricity everywhere. Bulgaria would have been thrilled to see the neon signs, and the streets are lit up all night long, right till dawn.
Oh, excuse me.
What about where you work? Is it as nice as the Stag and Nanny? Oh, Grace, it's so unlike anything I've ever seen, except in magazines. I sing at Cleopatra's, but everyone calls it Claddy Pat's. It's at least 10 times the size of Bulgaria's place. Wow!
Hard to see this anyway.
'Tis true. Holds almost 400 people at peak times. When the band starts up, there's a full band, can you believe it? They play straight through the whole night. Goodness, when do you sleep? During the daytime, mostly. It's not so bad as it seems. I've grown accustomed to being nocturnal. How do you pick up your groceries? Surely you must miss market day. Market day? My dear Marion, there are stores where you can buy anything you want, whenever you want. I walked in and saw foods I'd never heard of. What on earth is a water chestnut?
Grace leans over to me.
A favorite of squirrels, I'd surmise.
I nod in silent agreement, charmed by the sisters' reactions to a way of life I'd already seen in London, Paris, and elsewhere. I suppose it wasn't that long ago that I felt awed by it too.
Everything is always bustling, always moving, as if the city itself is alive. There are bobbies everywhere, more children running in the streets than ever grown up in this village. There's even an entire store that just sells books. Can you imagine? Who would ever shop there? I would. I would.
I would. I would.
Oh, well, anyway, the streets are completely overrun with horse carriages, grime, and cats. I've had to chase several out of my path. It sounds so dangerous.
Grace's eyes are wide, either excited or overwhelmed by the idea of it all.
I've almost been hit several times by motorcycles. Oh my! One of the men was so apologetically offered to take me for a ride. You didn't do it, did you?
I think we all know the answer to that.
You bet I did. It was so fast, like flying through the air. Jessie, you never know. Maybe one day I'll have my own. Me too.
It does sound rather thrilling.
Malcolm! What?
It does.
You're not getting a motorcycle, Jessie.
I lean over to the middle sister and whisper loud enough for everyone to hear. It's okay, he can borrow mine one day.
Oh, you two!
While Jessie regales us with stories from Glasgow, Marion leans into me and I hold tight to her. She smells of flour and nutmeg and it calms me.
There's also a circus that pops up every few weeks. I swear I even saw Wondrous Walter and his silly monkey. They have a bearded lady, too. Can you imagine being covered in hair all over?
My heart sinks for Marion, but she only rolls her eyes at her sister.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marion, but yes, it was great to see. Maybe you have a career in the city coming. Never! Suit yourself. All the nightlife, the bars, the lights, and excitement. It's everything I'd wanted it to be. Nothing scary, frightening. Tell us an exciting story.
Jessie's face drops and her complexion noticeably pales. I wonder if the veneer of urban living is not entirely as glamorous as she would have us believe.
Not tonight. There's plenty of time for that later. For now, though, I wouldn't mind getting some rest. I've been on the road all day. Of course, but Jessie, before you go, you ought to know.
I look at Grace and Marion, who are looking at me.
We got a letter today.
With heavy hearts and lots of pregnant pauses, we discuss Owen's announcement and our options, of which there are precious few.
It's all over our hands right now. There's almost nothing we can do except be forthright. There's no hiding this.
Marion gestures to herself.
Ah, have you heard of Lady Esther's face powder? I could try to... Oh no!
That won't be necessary. Jessie looks between Marion and me, and seems to think better of asking more.
Alright, did the letter say when Father would arrive? No, it was posted several weeks ago, though. How long would it take, Malcolm?
Her eyes turn to me, but I can offer no certainty. If it's anyone's guess, some of the lads got their own return tickets straight away. Others waited weeks and even months for a passage home.
I see. Well, if our father is coming home to a fluffy daughter, the least I can do is make sure he's not coming home to a missing one, too. I'll write to ask if I can extend my holiday.
Marion nods in appreciation. Grace seems disappointed.
I thought you were back to stay. No, I'm sorry, Grace, but this is a visit, nothing more. I have a job. I can afford to lose it. Then what made you come back now?
Jessie's eyes mist over as she smiles to herself.
I guess you could say I've always been a bit of a pack animal. It's been hard being away from my family. We've missed you too, tremendously.
Oh. We all stand for hugs, and one by one take Jessie into our arms. Marion holds on to her the longest, and I hear Jessie whisper in her ear, "For real estate."
You're still my big sis. I love you.
Big sisses. Tears of joy and relief, Marion whispers back.
I love you too. Thank you for coming home.
Oh. Got the big confrontation coming up soon, I think. We make our way towards our respective beds, but not before Jessie hands out gifts to her sisters. For Grace, a small bottle of amber liquid labeled Hair of the Dog from a popular Glasgow distillery, we are told, and a male-style one-piece swimsuit. For Marion, a long fringed piano shawl and a small white hairbrush covered carved mother of pearl. Between the two, I imagine Marion will get more use out of the brush, especially now that she has so much more to groom. Jessie must be doing quite well for herself to afford such extravagant gifts. I remember how worried Marion had been over her prospects when she left. Perhaps things just have a way of working out. I paused to knock on the wooden nightstand before resuming changing into my underclothes. Then, through the wall, I hear another noise. Jessie is reacting in horror to Grace's redecoration of her former room. Once again, I'm thankful to be an only child. My arrangement with Marion is more agreeable. We think nothing of sharing a bed anymore. Our sisters seem to hold no ill judgments against our relationship and personal choice and personal closeness. Aww. Cute.
Well, what do you think?
Marion has emerged from the powder room draped in the piano shawl over her nightgown. I think you look ready for a night out on the town.
I think I look like a lampshade.
More like the whole lamp. You're positively glowing. The glow rises to her cheeks and she ruffles the edges of her shawl.
My dear, are you trying to seduce me?
You're the one dressed so seductively.
I leave it to my sister to find the trampiest outfits in Glasgow.
It looks nice. Oh, I didn't mean it looks quite elegant on you. I see past her bovine features, and truth be told, past whatever she wears as well. Marion is elegant, beautiful, from her fur coat to her soul.
I suppose the material is quite nice and comfortable.
Oh no. Oh my. Ha! That's cute. Marion saunters over to me, doing a good impression of Jessie's stage act. I laugh, grabbing hold of both ends of her shawl and pulling her into bed. Her nightgown slips low, her arms curl around my middle and my nose touches her snout. We kiss passionately, our bodies pressing each other, molding into one. Every inch of her softness, every curved press against me, is a reminder not of some odd transformation, but of the warmth she kindles in my heart. Oh!
Marion, will you tell your sister that a pillow is no place to store seashells? Oh.
Are you winning, son? I can't believe I've had this twice in the same day.
The spare pillows are in the linen closet. Ah, yes, thank you. Have a good night. Good night, Jessie.
I love it. I see him getting a big grope right there. The door is shut much more gingerly than it was opened. As soon as Jessie's footsteps fade away, Marion and I both burst into laughter. Jessie certainly came home to more than she bargained for.
And yet some things never change.
Boy, those are huge, man. We sigh and snuggle up tightly again in the dark room. The mood has changed, but not the warmth between us.
Oh, Malcolm, truth be told, I wouldn't change those things for the world.
They don't drive you up a wall.
Sometimes, but I never want them gone. I'll manage if I must, but Malcolm, now that Jessie is home again, oh, my heart is full to bursting.
Of course, it's a happy day. Your family is whole again. A shadow crosses Marion's face.
But what about Father?
I pause, not knowing how to put it delicately, so instead I say it forthright. Your sisters were always your family, Marion. She nods soberly and smiles.
And now you are too.
My heart leaps, and I know that here in this bed, in this house, as long as I am with Marion, I am home. Oh. Some fun bags, that's for damn sure. Yep, those are definitely two large pillows. Very large pillows. Gigantic pillows. Fucking fun bags, airbags, big bahonkarodonkos. Oh, that's cute. Oh god, the udders. In the morning, I am awash in a serenity that I appreciate while it lasts. Watching Marion sleep is akin to my soul being a spring well overflowing with affection. It's as though she's hugging me without even the slightest touch. She wakes looking groggy and perfect.
What is it? You're looking at me like the first night we...
Uh-oh. Marion, you look absolutely gorgeous today. Ha! Oh my god, that hand. I roll to one side, holding her from behind, clinging to her side. My head rests on her neck as we nestle into each other. You look stunning every day, but I meant it when I said you're glowing. You're such a beautiful woman inside and out. She still has the sleepy face she awoke with. Keep sleeping if you need to.
Thank you, Malcolm. I can't tell you how much that means to me, hearing that.
Her voice cracks out, but she continues.
But I'm still beautiful. After my whole body, my life have both been turned upside down, I don't look normal anymore.
You do look normal. You look like you, the Marion you're meant to be. I try to continue. She buries her face in the pillow. I wait to speak until she resurfaces. Your smile still shines, your cheeks are still rosy, your heart is still pure. She turns to face me, glassy-eyed, rewarding me with that shining smile.
Malcolm! Marion, the hearth is on fire!
Oh, God! Marion leaps from the bed, half dressed. I follow. Sure enough, there's a small fire by the hearth, burning where it ought not to be burning. Groggily but calmly, Marion takes a large quilt and bats it hard enough to down the flames.
Is it grease?
She keeps whacking at the fire until only smoke appears.
I was trying to cook us all bacon!
Jessie sounds on the verge of tears. Well, we all assure her and compliment her efforts as the smoke starts to settle. Well then, how about cold scones and tea instead?
Sounds good. I'll get out some sardines for myself.
Grace joins me in helping prepare a strange, if more risk-free breakfast. I've learned not to question her unusual appetite.
I guess I owe you a quilt. That you do. And please leave the cooking to me, alright? Goodness, how do you survive living alone?
In Marion's voice is no trace of spite, only pure curiosity.
They do all the cooking for me at Claddy Pat's. Oh, you haven't had a steak until you've tried one of their aged ribeyes.
Oh no! We all went simultaneously as Jessie realizes what she said.
Oh, but I mostly eat light to keep my figure. So, how many scones you want, sis? I don't think I'm very hungry anymore. If you'll excuse me, I'll get a head start on the day's chores. Malcolm, won't you stay with these ladies to make sure they don't burn the house down?
Of course! Hooves clack on the floor as she returns to her room to change. It's not until Marion leaves the front door that Grace finally speaks up.
So, Jessie, tell me more about those aged ribeyes.
Oh. Oof. Oh, that's a faux pas. As soon as the fire beneath the tea kettle is extinguished, and after I've had my fill of scones, I leave the two younger siblings to catch up among themselves. The morning air is crisp and refreshing. There are chores that need tending to, not just here but at my residence as well. There, Gran will be glad to learn of Jessie's return. That is, if she hasn't heard it from all her network of quidnuncs already. That is. Before I head down the road, seek out Marion to let her know I love her, that I'll be back soon, and so I try to buoy her spirits after such an awkward morning. This game has so much amazing CG art in it. Fiona, have you seen our two-legged friend? After a lap around the field, no sign of Marion. Thought she might be in the barn cheddaring the last batch of cheese, but there's no sign of her here either. Only faithful Fiona. Odd that she's in her stall rather than out to pasture with the rest of the herd. Fiona replies in a language only she can understand. I begin to wonder if Marion has gone further afield, perhaps to the shores of the loch to clear her mind.
Up here, Malcolm.
Marion? Nope. Oh, perfect place to end it. Alright, I'll pause it right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Don't forget to leave a tip if you can, or don't forget to leave I don't know where my mind is today, guys. Don't forget to leave a a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.